multi-screen everything, and we can put whatever we want in any screen.
So
if I want to see, this is my main path going up. This is my backup. If this one breaks, I'll switch to this one.
yeah.
You see, they're identical.
So this probably, I bet it, like, if you really only had to use, like, say, for instance, like that, right, that button over there, that'd probably make your whole job harder, because you wouldn't, like, constantly use other buttons. But since you do use them every day, it makes your job a little easier.
Yeah, it's hard to learn. And the hardest part of the job is knowing if something goes wrong, what button do you have to push to make it right, to get us back on the air immediately.
So also, it would take a lot of practice, like, to memorize this.
Oh yeah, and like I said, we can go here, like I can come right here in assignment, and I can make this say IRD2, poof, and that's our downlink coming back.
Oh, see, you can see me right there, that's me, and that's my dad.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So this is what's going on right now?
This is what's going on right now.
Wait, is this practice, or?
This is practice. We hit air in 10 minutes. That time is exact.
Okay.
So 222nd day of the year, 14 hours, 40 minutes, and 28 seconds.
Oh.
So they know exactly what time they're going on.
So right now, this is just practice. Like when you see the Kentucky Derby, they do. They like to practice this stuff.
We'll come up over here on channel 4.
Oh, there's.
Later on. Boom, boom, 4241. When we're live, you'll see it here. And that'll happen in 10 minutes.
Wow.
And you can actually watch the clock and see it happen.
So you know when something's real and something's like practice.
Right.
Interesting.
Now, right now, you're looking at. Let me set this one up for you. Details, input, config, select, ASI, enter. Alright, now right now what we're doing is we're looking at this picture here is going up on a satellite. This is the exact same picture coming down. Alright, now you see the delay? Boom, boom. That delay is the time it takes for the picture to go from this truck to that 22,000 miles above the equator and come back. That's the same that's the same picture.
That's amazing. So it basically only takes about 1 second.
Right. Exactly.
That's
you watch right here, you can actually see the difference. See the switch?
Yeah, it's only about 1 or 2 seconds.
Yeah. Now, this is when NBC gets it, the same as me. Now they take it, and they put it through their system, put it back up on their satellite to go to all their stations. So from when the time it hits here till the time it hits this monitor over here will be about 2 seconds.
Wow.
And it's considered live because once it goes out of here, we can't stop it.
Okay.
Not the delay because we want the delay. It's a delay because of how far it's got to travel.
So does this mean that the Hambletonian is going on in
8 minutes or something like that? What time does it start? 3 o'clock? It starts at 3. It will start in 28 minutes. 27 minutes.
Oh.
25 seconds. All right?
Thank you.
And we have everything in here in case we have to live for a news emergency. News emergency like a big hurricane, like Hurricane Gloria or Hurricane Katrina. And back over there we have a refrigerator, a microwave oven, a printer, and to the right is actually a bathroom.
So that's in case you guys kind of have to work for a while.
We have to work, like when World Trade happened, we lived in the truck for 8 days.
Wait, what happened?
During the World Trade disaster, we worked for ABC.
Yeah.
And we didn't leave the truck for 8 days straight.
I had a question, but where would you sleep? Just on the floor?
Wherever you need to. You got that little chair right there we can pull out.
Interesting. Wow.
Now you went to school for this? You want to go to school for this?
What?
How old are you?
I'm 11.
You know how old I was when I wanted to work in TV?
What?
You know how old I was when I wanted to work in TV?
How?
6. Also did the NBC tour. And videotape was just invented. And during the World's Fair, I went to the NBC studios. This is where we'll show up. I think. That's the right channel. Let's see.
Wow.
Channel 2, channel 4. Yep, that's where we'll be. So we can put up a lot of stuff on here.
Wow.
We can do 3 high-def pictures and 2 standard def pictures at the same time. So we can have 5 different things going on at once. But when we do a game or a sporting event, it's one that's going up and one is a backup. There's two of everything. So if the transmitter on one fails, I have a backup. If the encoder on one fails, I have a backup. If the up converter, what changes it to go out to the satellite, to the right frequency goes bad, we have the backup.
Brendan, sorry, I gotta go back, so you gotta get to the front from here?
Yeah.
Okay, hon.
Okay.
See you later.
Thanks for...
And that's it.
Oh, well, okay. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. Just wondering, how many flowers are in the big Hambletonian sign over there?
987.
Wow. And are those real or are they fake?
They are real roses.
Now, how long did it take you to put that sign together?
Oh, I didn't put it together. It took me 2 seconds to pick up the phone and call and order it, though.
Wow. Yeah. Right now, I'm just watching Clone Ranger do his race. Right now, Clone Ranger right now is in his race. I'm trying to find him. He's over there somewhere. And yeah, sadly, Clone Ranger didn't win. So yeah.
You drink from the revere bowl.
It's a phenomenal feeling. It's you know.
And what a drive by Brian Sears. He has driven this horse impeccably, if I can use that term.
You know what? Not only is he.
And we got the trophy to present to the right back.
He helped me.
Of course, we're in the Hambletonian speed bowl as well. It's got to be a privilege to present to a gentleman that you know very well. The gentleman.
Get me in.
Your uncle worked for us.
The two best horses. Your mother told me she had. I saw stuff everywhere, and I'm going to ask you again, and I've said it a lot, and I'm sounding a little bit like the broken record, is we need the Meadowlands to get slots, gaming, whatever you want to call it, because this is still the engine that drives the business. As I've said, this is our Churchill Downs, and the Hambletonian is our Kentucky Derby, and we're the only state in the Union that can look the gaming people in the eye and say, we can give you a phenomenal racing product. So today was really touching, humbling, astonishing. I feel very grateful. I have my wife Nancy here, my son Brendan, who've been at my side for Nancy. You know, it's been 19 years, and I can remember we came here, and 15 years ago Ellen Harvey kicked me out of the press box, but we're forgiving her for that today. It took me 15 years to forgive her.
You were pushing a baby buggy.
Yeah, I was pushing a baby buggy. I think it would have been Sean back in those days. So, you know, to win the Peter Houghton was really something. To do it 2 years in a row, you know, what I'm most proud of is my staff, because remember, it's not like we have 20, 30, 40, you know, 2- and 3-year-old trotters. You know, we have half a dozen, so, you know, that says something that, you know, I'm very, very humbled again by that, and they've done a great job. What else? Well, it'll take a day or two to sink in, that's for sure. I mean, you know, it was one of those, but I actually did enjoy it today. You know, I had a quiet confidence about it, you know, and I thought with the rail when we chose it that might happen today, that he would take charge, the outside would look across and say, we better not tangle with this boy today. And it worked out the way that it did, and for him to win so convincingly, you know, because